weekends are lovely. I love them so much. Hey, buddy. Silly first year public school teacher, Jen. Brain struggling. Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jen, and today is going to be the start of a vlog, but we are currently at my sister's place helping her to move. We as in me and my husband. So I'll take you along, and I would love it if you would just spend a weekend with me. Everyone needs to meet Lokers. Hey, buddy. My sister's dog is named Loki, and he is a beagle, probably, and a Shiba Inu mix. He's a little dusty face too. Yeah. What are you doing out here? You here to help? There she is. First time in the house. Yeah. Yay. You playing, buddy? Yeah. Are you building something, bud? Go, Luca, go. Moving is complete as far as what we were going to do to help them out. The boxes are in, and we're just super excited for them. It was a really good time, but now I think we're going to head back home and then have some time to kill before we hang out with some friends tonight. We are back from our morning and early afternoon excursions. There's really just a little bit of time until we head out to hang out with some friends. So I thought, as far as something that I wanted to share with you guys throughout this little weekend vlog, is just some things that I do over the weekend to prepare for the school week. Yesterday, being a Friday, was a bit different. Oh, goodness gracious. It was homecoming week this week, and there were just a lot of different things that happened, a lot of super fun things, but very tiring things, as well as just different schedules, and there was PSATs and just different things that crowded the school week. And I actually didn't really have time during my planning period yesterday to lesson plan, which is something that if I can get my lesson plans done on Friday, then I'm like really helping myself out. And because lesson plans are, you know, a huge anchor, obviously, of what's done throughout the week. So last night, again, Friday night, we were really tired, my husband and I, but we had bought tickets for the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, the movie version. And so we actually had some time to kill before going to see the movie, because we had actually bought our tickets for like 9:30 that night or last night, and I thought our tickets were earlier. So we decided to kind of picnic a little bit for dinner yesterday. My husband made some dinner, and we just ate at a local park that had just this really nice view and stuff. And then afterwards we went to a Starbucks that was open kind of later into the evening, so that we could just go to the movie theater that's really close to it. And the movie of the Eras Tour concert started at like 9:30, went until like 1 a.m. So that was a very intense Friday night, but I know that for my teacher self, I really should do as much preparation as I can over the weekend to help set me up well for the week so that I don't take many things home as much as possible over the weekend or throughout the weekdays. Now, this weekend's a little bit different and I'm kind of feeling the pressure already, but right now I'm going to check over my lesson plans, make sure that I have proper standards aligned with what I'm planning to do, maybe get my slides kind of set up for the week and created. And that's probably what I'll start trying to do in this little time frame in like the 20 minutes before we head out. So as far as what I like to do or what I need to do to be able to lesson plan and do what I just said, I have my little planning resources binder. It's just like a little 1/2 inch thing over here. I like sitting on the ground as I plan, but anyways, I printed out a copy of the Florida Best Standards for English specifically, and so I just have to look through here and be like, okay, what standards are we going for? When I transitioned over from being private Christian school teacher to public school teacher, I really thought that, there's not that many standards, so to speak. They're just like different categories of standards, and they, those few quote unquote pages are the standards, basically like the goals that we want students to be able to accomplish and do. But on that note of like, oh, there's not that many standards. Silly first year public school teacher Jen. It takes a lot to get students to be able to master certain standards, let alone be able to do them, because the goal is to help students, for at least the 9th grade English, be able to practice passing the FAST. I kind of forget. No, I think it stands for Florida Assessment of Student Thinking. And 9th graders, which is what I teach, it matters, the FAST does, but obviously they really need to be sure to pass the FAST by the end of 10th grade. So 9th grade, I have been saying, is like the year for them to practice knowing these standards and being able to answer text and selections based off of the standards. So something that I need to do every weekend is to make sure that in my teaching, I'm teaching to the standards. So that being said, it is time to open the laptop and get to planning. So as I get to preparing, I have a lot of things on my Google Drive. And so as far as what I've got already, last night, thankfully, I was able to get a lot of planning done, like as far as the skeletons of different things going on. So I have, so to speak, the goals of what I want to teach through in each class. I'm more talking about specifically like this part where you see 9.R, 0.1.1, like those are the standard names. I need to make sure that what I have here aligns with the standards and update anything that changes. I'm pretty sure I told you guys this already, but I currently teach just 9th grade, thankfully. That's kind of what I really just want to focus on. I teach Honors English 1, which is what I call it, the true honors class. I have a Research 1 class, that's basically a support English class, and then I have a 4th and 5th period pre-AP, like pre-advanced placement kind of class. So those are my preps. So now that you kind of see what I'm working with, right now I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that my standards are aligning with my goals for this week, and hopefully just get lesson plans pretty settled. And then other really big ticket item that I really need to do this weekend is to begin begin and get as many of them done. These personal narratives that my students wrote. The personal narrative is basically like the first paper that's scheduled for them for 9th grade. I kind of put them at different levels depending on my classes. For my true honors class, I had them write a page and a half double spaced. For my pre-AP class, it was just a page double spaced. And then for my research 1 class, I just had them do half a page single spaced. So those different things, I just really need to get to grading them because the week just gets so busy, and it's unfortunately kind of just part of the teacher life right now to just try to do some work over the weekend so that I can have a more relaxing week and not have to take things home. Because at least over the weekend, there's a decent number of hours with how my husband's and my life is right now, decent number of hours to where if I just use 2 hours of the weekend to try to get ahead on some school things, that really makes a big difference during the week, because during the week, you know, I'm exhausted from the day and don't want to do any work further into the evening. So that's always what I tell myself to try to help myself out. So we'll see how much I can get done in this little bit of time between us being here and before we start driving to hang out with our friends. Okay, so things are looking pretty good as far as lesson plans. I am pretty pleased with how they look. There's just a few minutes left until we head out, so I think I am going to start working on my slides for the week as far as my presentation slides that I put up at the beginning of the class period to tell students what they need to do for their bell ringer and what materials they need, along with various announcements. And I do need to make sure that I have the presentations for the week. I am very blessed and grateful to have a lot of the different PowerPoints, and I mostly just use Google Slides, but I have the Google Slides from the previous year that I have also saved on the Google Drive, so I don't often have to, or haven't often, brain struggling, I haven't often needed to make a lot of new presentations, not compared to obviously last year when I was really starting afresh. So I just need to kind of make sure I have the presentations, make sure they're updated, make sure they still work, like the file hasn't corrupted or anything like that. And I'll go ahead and do that with just the last few minutes remaining. But it is time to head out. Just weekends are lovely. I love them so much. And it's nice to be able to try to find a balance between preparing for the week and relaxing and hanging out with friends and my husband and my family. It's always going to be a process to try to find that balance, especially with it just being my 2nd year as a public school teacher, even though it's my 5.5 year teaching. It's just always going to be a process, but always striving to find the balance. So I'll go ahead and head on out, and I'll check in with you guys after our little friend hangout. Happy Sunday, guys. It has been a very busy day. It's already like 6:30, just about. So went to church this morning. It was really good, definitely very encouraging. And basically a really big encouragement to just like be aware of what's going on in the world, and to also just keep our eyes on the Lord and to keep trusting in Him throughout like some kind of crazy times. And so that was the biggest encouragement, to keep, you know, people in our prayers, especially the innocent in just any situation. Afterwards, we did some grocery shopping, got that done. By the time we got home, we were so exhausted. We actually had just a little picnic after church underneath one of the bridges, and just kind of ate in the car and enjoyed the view a little bit, so that was fun. But after we got back, we were so exhausted, ended up taking like an hour-and-a-half nap, and I am currently feeling that little bit of, I was telling my husband Ryan this, but feeling that little bit of procrastination stress. I might have talked about this before, but it's like not quite the Sunday scaries, so to speak, because I have lesson planned and I'm really happy with my lesson plans, but I still need to like make sure my slides are ready for the week. Like not even just my like beginning of class slides, but like the slides that I'm planning to use during like the lessons and stuff. So I'm gonna do that in a little bit. And then I'm gonna use whatever time I can tonight to get some grading done. That will be a super big priority. Also, very busy Sunday. Probably gonna take a break later to fold some laundry, which is over there, and those couple bags of clothes to fold. But hopefully we'll have some time to do that later. But then also going to end the night getting some mini Krispy Kreme donuts for a particular class of mine, because one class had an adult who came into the room who got my little classroom wheel to land on the one, and this particular class did want the immediate gratification of having like a treat. And so we did decide on some Krispy Kreme donuts. So I'm gonna grab some of those for later. It's gonna be a kind of busy rest of the evening, but I'm planning to just use the time as well as I can. So guys, thanks for coming along with me on my first kind of attempt at a weekend vlog. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and that would just help me out a ton. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.